Hey family, Marty McNair, the founder of the Jordan McNair Foundation. Imagine getting a phone call that changed your life forever. I got that phone call. On May 28, 2018, I received a phone call from University of Maryland campus police officer, Officer Wells, and he said, Mr. McNair, there's been an incident on the field. Jordan had a seizure. So by this time, I'm out the door en route to grab Jordan's mom, Tanya, to go to the hospital where they were at. And at this time, we're sitting here thinking, what could possibly have caused the seizure? Here's a guy, healthy as a horse, 19 years old, 6'5", 300 pounds, a size 16 shoe, had never been in the hospital a day in his life, other than from the time that he was born. When we walked into the ER that day, basically my question started. I asked two of the athletic trainers, not even knowing who they were or what their position was or anything, and I asked them what happened, and I asked them, basically, had this ever happened to either one of them on their shifts before, to which both of them said no. I talked to Jordan the day before. I said, son, I know practice starts tomorrow. He was a sophomore at the University of Maryland, College Park. He was a Maryland Terrapin, and basically our conversation kind of went something like, son, I know practice starts tomorrow. Have a great day. Call me later in the week. He was like, Dad, I feel pretty good. Yeah, I'll talk to you later. The following day in the ER, my conversation went from, hey son, have a great week, to son, if you can hear me, blink your eyes. Son, if you can hear me, squeeze my finger. That was Tuesday evening. Friday, less than 3 days later, the conversation after Jordan had been transferred to the University of Maryland Shock Trauma Hospital was, Mom and Dad, 85% of Jordan's liver is in necrosis, meaning dead. And if you all don't make a decision right now for emergency liver transplant, he'll be dead within 12 hours. Those 2 weeks while Jordan was fighting for his life in the hospital, basically I kept asking myself, what was it that I missed? I felt as though I prepared him from everything. I told him to be a leader, never be a follower, always stand up for himself, always fight his peers, never be afraid to fight, never be afraid to be uncomfortable around your peers. However, I'd always told Jordan to be coachable. I always told Jordan that in the event of a coach says, run through that brick wall, you run through that brick wall. See, because I was a parent that always felt like, you know how we do it. Parents parent, and coaches do what? Coaches coach. See, I didn't plant those seeds of self-advocacy to tell Jordan that if something doesn't feel right, or if a coach makes you feel uncomfortable, or if another adult makes you feel uncomfortable, to speak up. I always told Jordan to be coachable. So while Jordan was in the hospital fighting for his life those 2 weeks, I kept asking myself, what did I miss at the recruitment table when the coaches were sitting at our table a couple days before signing day? Basically, I just asked the two questions that most parents ask. Can he get some playing time? And also, what's your support around mental health and substance abuse support? Just because that was a business that I was in that time. So today, family, what we're here to do today is teach you some life-saving questions beyond can they play and why aren't they playing. I used to bring Jordan to combines and clinics just like this all the time. And the one thing Jordan was a highly recruited football player. He had offers from every school across the country, and at 6'5", 300 plus pounds, a size 16 shoe, he was a lineman's lineman. And I would take Jordan to all of these clinics, combines, sports camps, whether it was the Nikes, the Under Armours, the Adidas, the Army All-American games. The one thing that was always consistent was I always sat in the stands with the other parents. If a piece of safety equipment had fell on my head, I would have never known, out the sky of my head, I wouldn't even know what it was because I had never been educated. I didn't know what to look for on the field, whether they had a first aid tent or anything like that. I just knew that this is what my son wanted to do, and I just was supporting my son by bringing him in regards to his future. So hey family, I thank you for sitting down in this parent education session today. I guarantee you will look at the game and your child's safety from a totally different perspective. Please follow us at the Jordan McNair Foundation, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. If you want to see a lot more of the work that we do, please visit the JordanMcNairFoundation.org. Thank you.